Hello guys, welcome back. And this time it's an unplanned pickup video because today is Veterans Day in the United States and I had served in the military for 4 years. And so I usually don't partake in Veterans Day. Most of the time I just rather sit home, play games, do nothing. But today decided, since I used to take my son to school all the time, but since my new work schedule's changed, I don't get to. So today I got to take him to school, and then went out to eat my free breakfast at one place, and then took the car in, and then had my free dinner. And in between that time, I was sitting there. We were sitting there when we took my car in. We were sitting there today, and I was like, you know what I want to do today? I want to get a game that meant a lot to me. That's not really expensive when I was a kid. One I don't have in my collection. And that was the premise of going looking for games. And so the first place we stopped to, like I've always talked about, I think is Mega Replay. And to be quite honest, as I'm moving my games around here to get to the game I'm about to talk about, their selection has not been great for a while now. They seem to have shifted, which is weird because in this area there is a lot of places like I can go look for NES games, for example, or N64, PlayStation 1 and 2 and stuff like that. But when you talk about their store, their NES games, maybe it's because of competition, have been lacking. This time I went in there wasn't anything like from my childhood style. Like that was a game I played a lot, I have to have. There were games like, yeah, that game I might get in the future, but that's not a game I'm looking for now. And as I leave the store, I always go look at the PlayStation 1 because I buy PlayStation 1 games all the time. It's a funny thing because, like, me and my wife got together when the PlayStation 1 was out, and we had a lot of time playing those games together, as I've talked about several times in the past. We both had a PlayStation 1, we both had our own TV, we'd sit there and play, games together, and so that system has very fond memories for us. And I was walking through the PlayStation 1 aisle, had the usual stuff. Oh, here's a sport game for $1.99. I don't have our $1. I can wait on that. And I saw this and I go, huh, I didn't know Koei made an RPG on the PlayStation 1. And I saw it and I picked up and say, well, I'm going to get this. And that is, is it Sayuki Journey West? Basically a tale, famous legends from China, made into an RPG. What's funny about this is not the front looks fine, but the back, there must have been a big sticker at one point or something put on the back, which I have to take off. So I didn't know Koei made an RPG, and I loved Koei in the NES day because I played a lot of their strategy games and stuff like that. And since I didn't have this one, I picked it up. That was all I got there. Actually, it was pretty disappointing, quite honestly, of what I was looking for. And so the next place we went to was the Trading Post place, where I've gotten the box Super Nintendo games they had and stuff like that there, who has rather interesting selection. And I went there just looking for something that, maybe they'll have what I'm looking for. Maybe I'll get a game. And I was not disappointed. I'm going to show you what my wife picked up first. She picked up a Gameboy game. It is Miss Pac-Man Special Color Edition. Now, looking from the front of this, you say, this is Miss Pac-Man, and you're absolutely right. But the Special Edition not only has Miss Pac-Man on it, but it also has Super Pac-Man, a game I'd love to play, and again, really didn't think it was on many systems, and here, inside this little cartridge, is Super Pac-Man also. So, but I look from the cover, there's no way you would know that Super Pac-Man was on this game with Miss Pac-Man, so that's cool to have, and that's hers, and she actually played it earlier. But I had to make a choice to make there, because I had two games from my childhood, and this one I got simply because I played hours and hours on this game. I bought this game like a lot of games back in the day, just because of the cover art, because I love the whole serpent ship looking thing, and that is of course none other than Konami's Life Force. I can't believe with almost 170 games in my NES collection, I've not got this game to this point. The last time I saw this game was many years ago when we had a game exchange here, and I passed up on it. It was $5 at the time. Because I didn't have an NES or other systems I was into, and I regretted it, and now I finally get a chance to get this game again. Again, I love Gradius. This is basically, you know, in a sense, a different version of Gradius. Same power-ups you're used to, but like, for example, you know, like the pink landmasses, they just start to like close in on you and stuff. So you're all in this game, you always have to be on the move. You know, you can't be stagnant, and a really awesome shooter. And I'm glad to have this in my collection. I was actually playing earlier. Love this game. One of my favorite. I would say this is almost, if not my favorite shmup on the NES. This is an awesome game. So this is the kind of game I was after today. But this was not all I got today, believe it or not. So on the way home, I was like, I'm happy. That's what I got. We're good. We're good. But the pawn shop that we know the manager from, my wife wanted to stop there. So we did. Just to see if they had anything. And sure enough, they had some games. I wasn't really looking for anything. They usually don't. When you talk retro, if it really isn't PlayStation 1 or above, they don't have a great selection. They just don't. Usually. But I was there. And I bought this game because sometimes I buy games for systems that I don't have now that I'm going to get in the future because I know I'm going to get them. But I want to build up some games for it before I get it so I have something to play. And there's no point in buying a system and having nothing to play on it. So I've never gotten a 32X game before. I had this game on the Genesis and it was only 95 cents. So I said, what the heck? And that's Virtual Racing. So now I have a 32X game. So when I do get the 32X for my Sega Genesis, I can play it. Now these two games didn't have the manuals or covers or anything. There's just the games themselves, and these were specifically for my son. We bought them for him. He's always been interested in like Nintendo dogs, but we never got the game for him. And since he's getting older, and obviously he's playing video games more often now, we got it for him. And this is the one I actually gave to him today. We gave it to him today. Nintendo dogs. What is it? Was it basically Dotson and Friends? Or anyway, Little Wiener Dogs? Dotson? Friends one. This one he hasn't got yet. He doesn't know about it, but we have it. I'm going to show it now. And it's basically Lab and Friends. So, two DS games for him. Again, once he got it, he enjoyed it. He played it for a while. So that's really cool. Again, it's cool that he's gaming now. It's so much fun how much enjoyment I get out of watching him game and how much enjoyment he gets out of it. You know, though he may not necessarily play all the old games, I'm lucky in the fact that if he sees a game he's interested in, he'll want to play it no matter what system it's on. And this was because I owned the first one on the PSP, and they only had the disc itself, UMD for it, but I had to have it because any version of Hot Shots Golf is awesome. And that's Hot Shots Golf Open T2, because I have the first one. So, there you go. Those games are fun. I'll get the cover for these games later. And I got two other games there. This one is another PlayStation 1 game. I rented this game before on it, and I'm like, I don't have a casino type game to play on my PlayStation if I want to play that kind of game. And so this was only, again, $1, and that was Golden Nugget. Again, I took most of the label off. I still got to take the rest of the label that was on there before they got it. So... But again, if you never played Golden Nugget, it's basically, again, if you've ever been in a casino, that's what this is. Basic games like 7-card stud, blackjack, Texan Hold'em, craps, roulette, Big Six, Keno, slot machines, video poker, the usual stuff. Again, usual stuff, but still, this is actually a 2-disc game in a 2-disc case, which again, like the RPG I got earlier, not a lot of these, the one question my wife asked me today, how come these RPGs have 2-disc cases when they don't? I just thought, well, I think they just did it to stand out. But anyway, I got the greatest hits of this game on the PlayStation 2 because on the first 3, I never played the 4th one, and I might as well try it. I'll get the black label eventually, and that is Gran Turismo 4 label. This is not their label. This is with the original label, obviously, where this original is at. I wonder where that label looks like it's come from. Anyway, so everything I got at that pawn shop, I think paid $10 total. We kind of bundled it all together. He gave us a deal like he usually does. So that was all cool stuff. Now, to top this all off, About a week ago, my wife found a Facebook post of somebody selling PlayStation 1, 2 games. There's about 10 games on there. And she sent a picture to me on my phone. I was at work, and I looked at it, and I went, oh, that game I don't have. That game would be cool. That game would be cool. And she's like, oh, that's cool. She says, well, the whole lot's for $10, so I'm just going to get 10 games for $10. I said, that's fine if it's only $10. And so the first two games don't have a case. I have to clean them up a little bit, but they're not scratched or anything. I've never actually played this game. It's a Rockstar game, and I know a lot of people have played Bully. So there you go. Get a case down the road for this. Obviously, this is probably the greatest hits version. So, and I'm not sure if I own this on the PlayStation 2 or not, but what the heck. SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. I rented these games a lot back then, so there you go. Those are in disc form. The other PlayStation 2 games, I'm pretty sure I have this one already. Now again, a lot of these games like this aren't in their original case. These are just, like, look at that. They just put it in there, so, but the game's in there, so, and the game is in perfect shape. So, Ultimate Spider-Man, which I already own, actually. A really fun game. I actually played this through on the PlayStation 2 and beat it a long time ago when I first bought this game years ago. It blew me, it kind of threw me off at the time because this is like an alternate reality, the original Spider-Man you don't know of, because obviously the Ultimate Spider-Man comic book, but still a lot of fun, and had a lot of fun playing it. Again, common sport games. This is actually in its original case. 2K Sports, NHL 2K8. I've never played the actual hockey game on the PlayStation 2, so cool to play that. And a series I know of a lot, PGA Tour. Tiger Woods PGA Tour 06. Again, love playing the golf games from time to time. So, there you go. Everything's in there. And then there's a stack of PlayStation 1 games. The first one I'm really excited because I used to have this one. And I don't think I have it right now. I think I have Namco either 3 or 2, I think I have. Anyway, this is Volume 1. Of course, Pac-Man, Galaga, Pole Position, Dig Dug. Was it Pole Position, Rally X, new Rally X, again, a bunch of old school Namco games. Well, this is one I'm actually most excited to get because this was when my wife got her PlayStation 1 originally, hers. She bought it the year she bought me while I was the first year we were together. We were dating at the time. Which she later wanted to play surpass me and beat that game. That same Christmas, she got me that. She didn't get the PlayStation 1 she asked for, so she went and bought one for herself. And the first game, her system came with, was the Treasures of the Deep, and she bought Crash Bandicoot for it, and Beyond the Beyond. So later on when Crash Bandicoot 2 came out, I bought it and played it and never actually beat it. And so it's cool to have Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back. This is the greatest hits version, but for $1. But actually, I know a place in town to get the black label when I want to actually get that label and actually play it. So that's cool to have. Well, this is a game I already have. I don't know if I have it. I know I have this. Pretty sure I have this on the PlayStation 2. But Spyro Year of the Dragon, I don't think I have on the PlayStation 1. So anyway, cool to have that. Now, this game cracks up because I originally rented this game many years ago. Dukes of Hazzard 2, Daisy Dukes It Out. I just rented these games to jump around the General Lee and the jumps. I really didn't care about real gameplay. These games, like, again, don't have the greatest gameplay in the world, but you can have silly fun with this game. And that's what it's good for. Again, I loved the Dukes of Hazzard growing up. I had the first, 4 seasons on DVD. So, again, it's cool to have this game. And, of course, hee-haw! There you go. If I can get rid of the glare, of course. And I don't have many Disney games, honestly, on the PlayStation 1. But I now have The Lion King, Simba's Mighty Adventure. You know what cracks me up about The Lion King? This cracks me up about The Lion King. This is obviously a rental game. And obviously, I don't know how this got here, but there's the address from where this originally came from. I'll get the labels off it. They'll be a pain, but I'll get them off over time. Those things sometimes you get when you buy games. Another silly game. Big Mother Truckers. What cracks me up is not this game. What cracks me up is the fact that this game is on a audible CD recordable disc case. They just threw it in cases to get rid of these games. Next one is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire 3rd edition. This is actually in its original case without the cover thing, so there you go. But here's one of the other games I actually want to get because I never played it on the PlayStation 1, believe it or not. And that is 20th Anniversary Pac-Man World. So those are all the games I got in the pickups. Again, for those who maybe not have followed my channel or followed me over time, when Thanksgiving hits every year now, for, what is this? Almost think it's 4 years now I've been doing this. Anyway, every year at Thanksgiving, I don't buy any video games till after my birthday, which is actually the middle of January between that time, because in the past I've had a bad habit of, quite honestly, talking about a game a lot. My wife would go out and buy that game for me because I'm excited for it, and then I buy that game before then, and then she has to return it. So we cut a deal every year between Thanksgiving and, again, the middle of January. I don't buy any video games. Now, there is an exception to that rule because the amiibos don't fit in that category. So I might be getting some amiibos during that time. But outside of that, probably won't be getting any video games. If any, it'd be one or two, like something. I don't see it happening this year. Again, but you never know. I mean, we'll just have to wait and see. But I think this year I'll start my usual ban, and then the Amiibos will be the only video game related item I probably get because there are cool ones we want to get. My son wants to get Pikachu. It's funny, Smash Brothers. My son like gravitated towards Pikachu, watching the tournaments, playing the demo in the 3DS, and that's the character he wants. For me, it's more like, there's Link and the characters I grew up with, like Link, Metro, the original NES characters that are out that I really gravitate towards. So that'll probably be it. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching the pickup video. That's what I got. I finally got a bunch of games. My last several pickup videos have been kind of just a couple things. This time I finally got a bunch and to play, through the winter. I really got to get to some of the back catalog back here of games to play through to be, put in. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll make another video soon.